about the boss.
Yes.
We've had a bear run for quite some time. I can't remember the last time the stock exchange was bullish in this country. You would have to go way, way back. And primarily it's been because of the economic situation. Economic situation which has led to entities within the manufacturing industry, some are just closing down and leaving, and having very few counters which are essentially attractive. Probably your banking counters and other blue chip counters like maybe Safaricom, which you can't also bet on Safaricom at the moment because of other dynamics which may need another discussion.
Yes.
And once you see that happen, it's really, you see, if you look at the Nairobi Stock Exchange, the biggest investors on the Nairobi Stock Exchange are essentially foreigners. And most of these foreigners, when they look at the participation, or they look at the economy, they look at the probable outcomes of financials of the entities which are on the stock exchange, they essentially just withdraw in terms of the market, and that's why it's been performing badly. If you look at traditionally in Africa, in emerging markets, what normally happens is anytime there's a change in government, we seem to be having investors flocking on the NSC, but it hasn't happened in Kenya for the last 2 elections. We haven't seen a situation whereby, oh, the market is now bullish, we have a new government, we're optimistic, and it's primarily because of the direction in which the economy has been going.
Yes.
It hasn't been so promising in terms of conducive environment for investors,
yes,
conducive environment for setting up business, conducive environment for growth, so to speak.
Yes.
And the funny thing about it is that when you look at reports, so for example, if you look at any World Bank report right now, it will say the economy has grown by 5%. Because for them, they look at certain averages, which at some, in most cases, they really don't touch on the common one-inch things which are happening on the ground. They just look at it from a certain, their barometer of measuring, in my opinion, is not very accurate. So the performance of the economy is reflected by the NSC. So if we continue the direction we are going, high taxation, high cost of doing business, it's unfortunate, but we are not likely to see any improvement on the boss. Secondly, what you've mentioned in terms of the comments which were made by MD for Equity Group, James Mwangi, it's very true. Mm-hmm. If you look at the top banks in the country, KCB, Equity, those banks will make money from the regional markets, not from the local market. If you look at the financials for the third quarter, it's the same story. So like Equity is making more money from DRC and the other regional markets, but not from Kenya because of what he's alluded to in terms of disposable income, high cost of doing business. So guys are essentially not even paying their credit facilities. And the banks which only have a presence locally may actually suffer. Most of them, either you will see a dip in their income or they will actually just make losses, especially the tier 3 banks are likely to make losses. So from those two particular discussions, those are dire warnings, and it simply means we really need to have a shift as far as economic policy is concerned in this country. If we continue to operate as we are operating, we may not have a very good future in 2024 going onwards.
Does that?
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, let me now then come to you. I mean, we've highlighted